Okay, so now we're going to look into the first string, and I told you before that you really need to do this every day 3 times forwards and backwards. So I do it once for you and you continue by yourself. E, F, G, orange A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, B, C, B, A, G, F, E. Do this 2 more times before you continue. So now we can use the same ideas of using a limitation exercise. So instead of playing from E to F to G, staying in this area, you can now use the second string and play E, F, G, and then going to A, B, C instead of moving your hand. So instead of moving your hand, you can now play. You're staying in one position. Now you've got 6 notes available, and later on you play along to a backing. And the backing in this case will be E again. Yeah. So that's your backing. So the E, the G, the A and B, those are the best notes to the E. The totally best note is the B, and then comes the E, then the G, and then the A. That's not the order you play, but that's the preference to this chord. Okay, so with the backing you play something like this. Then what happens is, so this will be the yellow chord. I will put yellow dots on that. Then what you do is, you have to imagine that these 2 fingers, which are on the 4th string and on the 5th string and the 2nd box, you will then imagine that these 2 strings, these 2 adjacent strings, is a railway track, and these 2 fingers there's a train, and the train moves up on the railway, up and down, staying in touch with the strings. And then what happens is you go to the first station, and then the passenger comes onto the train, and he or she will take a seat on the 3rd string, 2nd box. That's an orange A, and that's your new chord. It's an F chord with an E in the bass. F Lydian really, with a E in the bass. Then the whole train with the passenger moves 2 stations up, 2 boxes up to the 5th box and produces this chord. That's a G chord, a G chord with an E in the bass. And then you move back 2 boxes to the middle chord, and then back to the beginning, and the passenger gets off. Okay, so you've got 2nd box, 3rd box, passenger comes on, 5th box, the passenger is still on, back to the middle, to the 2nd box, 2nd box with the passenger, and the train is from the 3rd box, back to the 2nd box with the train, and the passenger gets off. Now I'm going to do a rhythm exercise with this. Is you place your whole hand, all fingers on the strings, and but not so hard that you make a sound, just very softly, just touching the strings, so you get this sort of sound, muted sound. And then what you do is you use your pick and you play down. You play it down, and then you do like a karate chop. So you do like this. Yeah, this sort of sound. So you play down and karate chop. So what's more important is this chop. This chop is more important. This sound is more important. This sound, slapping onto the strings, is more important than the down strum. Okay? So the first exercise is this. And that goes relatively quick. So it's short. Then you play it down again and you will wait to do the karate chop. So you will wait to slap your fingers and your hand onto the string. So it goes, wait, now it counts. So that's long. So this is short, this is long. Okay, so that's the sound you will get. Short, long, short, long, short, long. It's all down. Down, chop, down, wait, chop. Down, chop, down, wait, chop. Now say it aloud with me. Short, long, 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 short, long. When you've done that, you've done one cycle of these chords. Okay, great.